All right, people, let's dive a little bit deeper in this New Orleans tragedy. My heartfelt condolences to friends and family. I understand it's up to 15, they said, have died. People, this situation is also about allegedly Donald J. Trump and the Roman Empire worshiping, and that we're going to go back to worshiping the sun god Sol Invictus. I have so many clues in my first video. I have probably about 2,000 views on it so far. Keep it coming, watch that first video. But again, this is a follow-up. They're telling us they're speaking without speaking. You see this here? The game is being postponed, but it's being played in Caesar's Superdome. Caesar as in Rome. And you will see as I do this video how the Roman Empire is allegedly depicted. The numbers show it. Caesar, who is Caesar? Well, it looks like allegedly this is Donald J. Trump. It's deep. You gotta watch the first video to give it credence, okay? But yeah, there's something going on in front of us. They're not gonna tell us. They're gonna keep filling us up with news. But by the same token, what they have going on is that they have a situation where there was an explosion from a truck, I believe, or utility vehicle in Las Vegas in front of Trump Hotel. You know, they got so much going on. 2025 has started off with a literal blast. A literal blast. It might be just like a smoke screen, but I'm telling you people, I'm gonna break down this video and give you additional information. They have this football game, the Sugar Bowl, has been delayed until the next day. Okay, of course, for safety reasons. And they're saying it's a T attack. A T attack. I can't say the word, but that's what they say. It's a T attack. So before we dive in, let me share some things with you. This is the license plate of the vehicle that slammed into the people and killed them. L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. Z is the 26th letter of the alphabet. Then you got 1, 5, 7, and 5. That adds up to 56 people. I've been racking my brain and I finally settled down. What could 56 possibly mean? If you take it literal of May 6th of 2025, subtract it from today's date, 1/1/2025, you get 4 months and 5 days. Donald Trump is the 45th president. So the license plate, I'm not surprised. Allegedly, it is coded. Now, I already said this, the Sugar Bowl has been canceled for 1 day, okay? It's been canceled. Now check this out. They're saying the guy had a white stick holding this type of flag, okay, on the back of his truck. People, when I say to you it's leading to something, I believe it's leading to something. I have predicted since last year. The next possible target could be the Empire State Building. And this looks like this is something that's coming down the pipe. That's what it feels like to me. Those are the signs. Because they do foreshadow, is what I'm saying. Now, they kept focusing on this, the news. Look at the sign. It's in red and black and there's a cross. It says home of the jazz funeral. Really? The news kept showing this. Home of the jazz funeral? With the black cross? Red and black is death. Why they kept showing that in the news feed? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Then look at this. On the back of the truck, it said lightning. Somebody revealed that to me, so I looked it up. And that truck, people, on the back of it, his truck says lightning. I don't know if I can pull it up here, but it says lightning right there. It says lightning. Now, what does lightning remind you of? Luke 10:18. I beheld Satan fall from the sky like lightning. And there's his truck, LZ1575. LZ1575 adds up to 56. The power speak through numbers. Like A is B, A is 1, B is 2, Z is 26. That's how I decoded it. It's deep, y'all. Now let's go a little bit further. And lightning, it says, is 44. Ain't that something? Scripture, Luke 10:18 talks about lightning coming out of the sky. What are the odds the truck would say lightning? And lightning comes out to what? Barack Obama's was the 44th president? And many believe he is the Antichrist. What are the odds? Then look, here's the guy. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. But look at the top. You see that? It's like a dragon, isn't it? Right? In the dragon family. Okay? I want you to understand, I still get this feel. Watch this. A dragon placed on the top of the Empire State Building. You guys probably remember this. I did a few videos on it last year. This is what I'm talking about. This might be next, because they're building this story in that they're doing something on our homeland. Do you understand? Which means it would be part of the Middle East. Do you understand? It's deep, y'all. Look, they got this guy here. This is the only photograph they got him looking nice and professional, but I'm looking on the wall. Look at, what is that? Like a dragon on it. Okay then. That's why I'm saying, I think that's the next target. That's what I'm speculating. They're gonna build to this. There he is there. There's the lightning. That's the mayor. Okay, so we done. Now let me segue back into what I want to show again. Let's start with this. This gentleman witnessed the event. He saw the casualties. It hurt him to his heart. He's testifying that, as far as he's concerned, there weren't enough barriers up, if that's the right word. And the ones that were up, you could push them over with your finger. But other people are saying, no, there were barriers. But listen to this guy. Listen to this.
Only been maybe 5 and 15. I mean, who can say, but it definitely would have been minimalized, because this truck could not go around those barricades. Everything in New Orleans in the French Quarter has a balcony. All the balconies have poles, several steel poles. And there's no going around anything. If that barricade's up, that's a wrap. That's your end.
So just to be clear, you're saying that they were just the flimsy orange barricades that weren't up, that
Yes,
they weren't the
metal
same
ones-
barricades
the
there
metal
as
ones were
elsewhere.
completely down. No, the metal ones were absolutely not engaged.
Wow, and that struck you at the time,
crowd-protecting
right?
barricades were down.
Because there was that
I mean, yeah,
2017
because we had-
incident with Mardi Gras where a drunk driver drove through, and so from what my understanding is, they increased security measures in that area because of what happened there. But what you're
He said the barriers were not intact, and the ones that they had were like the plastic ones you can knock over with your finger. If he's telling the truth, that doesn't make any sense. Do you follow me? This is an eyewitness. This is what he's saying. Okay? Now listen to this. Here is a guy who does public service, and he talks about it as well. Just want you to hear his spin.
There were additional actors, and to bring them to justice. It's an ongoing investigation, so I'm limited on how much I can share, but I will tell you this, that as it relates to those bollards, we're still trying to determine what was the case. It appears that the bollards may not have been in fully operation mode, but there was a police vehicle that was there to deter any vehicles from getting onto Bourbon Street. My understanding is that they may have gone around the police vehicle and gone through the sidewalk, and that's how they gained entry. That information is still being gathered. I was on the city council many years ago when we had these security bollards to do just that, to protect the community from ongoing traffic during high traffic.
So they're investigating. He's saying it's not, don't quote him, but look, people, this thing appears from the research I have done, put in the comment section, let me know what you've heard. that things were not intact. A police car alone? Come on, man. That's not enough. If you can get around the police car, like you see the chases in the Hollywood movies, you can still get on the street. The barriers should have been up. Metal barriers, stone metal barriers. This guy's saying the stuff wasn't intact. This gentleman's saying, hey, he was on the city council and he still really don't know yet. Something ain't right. Now listen to this. You're gonna hear from the, let me see this here. Let's just get into it. Try to remember all this information. Let's see, I think this is about the barriers as well. Check it out.
To investigate this as an act of terrorism. An explosive device was found at the scene on Bourbon Street, and multiple law enforcement sources tell ABC News the device is apparently viable. Now, this all unfolded around 3:15 New Orleans time on the city's famous Bourbon and Canal Streets. The city police chief said the driver was going at a very fast speed, shooting into the crowd as he ran over people. The chief said it appeared to be a very intentional behavior. Authorities say the man drove about 3 blocks in the French Quarter before getting out of the truck and engaging local law enforcement. 2 officers were shot and the man was killed.
Last night, we had over 300 officers out here. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent.
So she's confessing what the other guy was speculating. He went around the barriers. Come on, man. Are you serious? You're not anticipating this thing? In fact, this guy also said that he talked to a police officer who he knew before, and she said there were a whole lot of cars, but he said there are actually less police than they had last year. This is what he said. I will put this in the description. Listen to it yourself. That's what he's saying. So something ain't right, people. Something ain't right. Now, here's the thing with Trump. Listen to this. I think this is a smoke screen they're throwing up here. Or they're just adding to it because, again, they got to intensify what you're trying to do. Fear. And like I said, I think eventually it's going to reach New York.
Enforcement responded to a vehicle fire here at Trump Tower around 8:40 this morning. As you can see, there is still quite a presence. Multiple law enforcement vehicles, several ambulances that we saw coming in and out of here. CBRNE was here momentarily, as well as a hazmat unit. Now, this comes just hours after that tragedy that happened in New Orleans earlier today.
33.
So, of course, law enforcement treating this very seriously. A witness that we spoke with who saw the truck on fire said it was a cyber truck that exploded with dozens of fireworks, and it went off just as he reached the doors of the hotel. He said the experience was nerve-wracking.
Car blew up. Like I stepped back for a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's just a lot of fireworks. Maybe I'll be able to get out of there. And then there was enough fireworks that the car blew up, and it was just flaming and a couple of people crying. We kind of ran back to the back corridor. I'm like, all right, they'll let us out the back door now.
So that's the thing on that. Now, this reporter said something that I went and started digging up. Let's hear it. She said something about a past situation. See if I can pull it up. Listen.
Several steel posts, and there's no going around anything. If that barricade's up, that's a wrap. That's your end.
So just to be clear, you're saying that they were just the flimsy orange barricades that weren't up, that
Yes,
they weren't the
metal
same
ones-
barricades
the
there
metal
as
ones were
elsewhere.
completely down. No, the metal ones were absolutely not engaged.
Wow.
Wow, and that struck you at the
crowd
time,
protecting
right?
barricades were down.
Because there was that
I mean, yeah,
2017
because we had-
incident with Mardi Gras.
Here she said the 2017 incident with Mardi Gras. Listen.
At the time, right?
Barricades were down.
Because there was that
I mean, yeah,
2017
because we had-
incident with Mardi Gras where a drunk driver.
Here's your 2017 incident. There were multiple Mardi Gras tragedies in 2017, including a pickup truck crash in New Orleans and a SUV crash in Gulf Shores. The date was February 25th of 2017, 2/25. Now watch this. Anniversary 2/25 of 2024, subtracted from today's situation, 1/1/2025. The difference, people, is 312 days. Well, have you seen that before? And 44 weeks and 4 days, 444. What is 312? Welcome, new subscribers. Did Trump not win by 312 votes? I know y'all getting tired of seeing the same old thing. Me too. Me too. But it intensifies and it makes you understand that I'm just not pulling rabbits out of a hat. I'm taking information that they're giving you, and it's right there. These couldn't be coincidences. The Mardi Gras number versus today's number comes out 312, and you already know what the 444 is. 4 and 4 is 8, right? And then one more 4 is 4. So what is 84? Well, Jay-Z, I showed you that before, got the sacrifice thing on his head, like Jesus had. 4 and 4 is 8, like August, and then another 4, August 4th. Who was born August 4th? Barack Obama. They believe it's the Antichrist. Those deathly eyes in Jay-Z. Come on, man. Think they're not speaking? Add both these events up and they come up to 444 and 312? I told y'all, this is about Trump, the new emperor, the new Caesar. Now check this out. I caught this in my video after I got done. This guy is reporting early this morning about the tragedy in New Orleans. But I want you to look above his left side of his head. What is that? What does that look like to you? Nice, handsome guy, dressed real nice, clean cut. But what is that, people? You tell me that don't look like no X? And they said initially 10 people were killed, did they not? 10 in Roman numerals is X. That is an X. That is an X. Don't that look like an X to you? But also check this out. Here's another news feed that I use right off the bat. Remember her? She matches. What are those colors? Orange and yellow, the sun god Ra. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Early this morning. Is this coincidence all this is showing up? But look at this. I want you to really understand what's going on, people. They're going to speak more and more this year. Like I said, we possibly will see Satan this year. We will see the Antichrist possibly this year. When I reported that a lot of these numbers are coming out to 274, in 274 AD, the Roman Emperor Aurelian significantly elevated the status of Sol Inventus, the unconquered sun, by establishing it as an official cult, people, alongside traditional Roman deities. This move sparked debating Roman scholars. Was Sol Invictus a rival of an ancient Roman sun god? A reincarnation of the cult of Elagbeculus? Now, a lot of historians put it to you like this. The Christians were rivaling what the Romans were believing. That's the best way I can put it. If you read your history, Christianity was rivaling sun god worship. Do you understand? And so what a lot of scholars would have read over the decades, the compromise, if you will, is, you see, that's a sun coming out of that emperor's head or leader's head. Okay? Unconquered. What is unconquered? Like an empire, like someone who has an image, like someone like Caesar or somebody. See? The sun, the compromise was to put them both. Okay, I'm Christian, yet I'm, I got the sun. This is how I'm interpreting the reading. But it goes deeper than that, because I don't even have to interpret it. It's actually been said. I wish I had looked it up, but my mind just went there. Whereas they were back and forth. Should I be Christian? Should I be sun god worship? Back and forth. Well, let me show you something. Remember I did this video last week? I incorporated this video where the Pope was there and they had the baby Jesus. I'm gonna put this in super slow-mo because I want you to see something. Watch the baby Jesus and look at his head. Do you see that? It's deep. I said it's deep. Let's
How many sales calls could you book if you...
Let's look at it. We're gonna go straight there because I want you guys to see it. They put it right in your face, people. This baby Jesus has that sun god appeal in his head. Some YouTubers have figured it out. But I said it's my turn to get this out because I want you guys to understand. Is this a compromise? Are they doing the pagan thing of the Roman sun god mixed with Christianity is what I'm saying. So let me speed this bad boy up because I want you guys to see this thing. It's coming over and they're going to bring the Jesus over. Do you see his head? Do you see like the sun spikes, for lack of a better way to put it? Now he's going to pick him up and give it to the pontiff. See his head? See his head? Isn't that something? Look at that, people. There were people who were in this chat, believe it or not. They were in this chat, and a few people had mentioned it, and they didn't like it. But the person was spot on. It's like, hey, why does Jesus have these spikes in his head? The person really didn't know how to depict it. I submit to you, maybe this is that sun compromise. See it? What is this? Look at that, people. Look at that. You're going to tell me this is how Christianity should be played out in front of us? Tell me if I'm wrong. Is this the historical account of this during that period? From my research, it is. And they haven't let it go. It makes me cry to bring this to you, but I got to bring it to you. I want you to understand, because if this is what they're doing, trust me, the Bible says what? I'm a jealous God, and you can't serve two masters. At some point, it's either Jesus or the sun god. Do you understand? You can't mix these together. And I don't think it's wrong for me to question it. What are you looking at right here? Why does he have that? Doesn't even look right. It doesn't look right. And we should question it all day. Because this is old school, the Roman Empire. Back in the day, they were torn between it. I need to Google it so you guys can see it. In fact, let me put something in here. Let me see. I'm going to put this out there so you guys can see it. The Romans were torn between Christianity and the sun god. Should be how Christianity divided the Roman Empire. I'm sure that's what that's about. They had it both. and they had to make a decision. You know, they had to make the decision, people. I watched a few videos. I should have saved it from last week, and I was doing some research, but they were torn between the two. And, you know, to me, this is what's going on today. When you see those spikes in Jesus' head, that's representing both. So you got the sun god, you know, let me see. Romans were torn between Christianity and sun god. Let me put it to you like this. Sun god horns on Jesus' head. Let's put it there. Let's put that in there. This should be interesting. Sun god. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying. This is what they did back in the day. And now they're doing it again. I can't find it now. I apologize for it. But again, I actually did the research and they spoke this thing out. So yeah, it's a combination of the two. All right, so let me go to this here. This is what I played in my first video. This is the mayor of New Orleans. I want you to understand this sun god in relation to her birthday. Watch this, allegedly. Now check this out. Here she is here, Latoya Cantrell. This is too perfect. Look at her birthday. 4/3/1972. 4/3. Take 4/3/2024, she just had a birthday, versus today's event, 1/1/2025. The difference, people, is 274. For those of you all who have a history, you know what 274 means. Like I said, this is in relation to the sun god, Solon, worshiping him. This is what they did back in the day. The Roman Empire started worshiping this cultic figure. You're gonna tell me her birthday, subtracted from today's event, is exactly 274 days? Come on, man. They are pushing. People, I know it might be hard for especially new subscribers who don't know nothing about this history, that men and women of today are taking stuff from both Egyptian culture and Roman culture and put it in our modern day, and they're worshiping these gods allegedly right in front of us. Yes, people, they're doing it. These gods are back. And they want to put them incorporated into a one world system where we will depend upon them and then worship them, okay? My name is Franchot Pearson. Do a thumbs up, like, share the video. God bless you. And remember, Jesus Christ is the way and the truth. And there's no other one. There is no other God before him.